How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to be attempting to set up a Final Fantasy XIV version 1.0 private server or server emulator. This is not a video guide. I am not a developer. I don't know anything about coding. This is my own specific attempt to try to set up a server, and it may not work for everyone. I know there's variations to how you install this on Windows 10 and Windows 11 and different computers, so don't rely on this as a video guide. It's more of a trial and error. This is just my attempt to do it. Okay, so first things first is you're going to need, I'm going to need these 5 softwares installed. I'm using Visual Studio Community Edition 2019. I will need WAMP server, source tree, HiDSQL, and Seventh Umbral launcher, and of course Final Fantasy XIV version 1.0, which is not A Realm Reborn. It is the original Final Fantasy XIV. So I have already installed all of this stuff to save myself time, and when you install these things, just use the default installation. So anyways, let's continue. First thing you want to do is then go to Google and search Project Meteor FFXIV, and then you're going to find, most likely at the top, the Fragmentor Works page and the GitHub page of Project Meteor. The GitHub will most likely take you back to the Fragmentor Works page, or the Classic Wiki, whichever. And side note, since we are here, and it brought this up in the search too, this guy, Slurpladerp, has a video on how to set up the server as well. He probably goes into more in-depth discussions about it. I haven't watched his video personally, but he seems to respond to comments fairly often. So check that video out too. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start this, so let's click the Classic Wiki. Next, you'll want to go to setting up the project. There's the introduction. You can go ahead and skip that. The requirements. I'm using Windows 10. The web server and the SQL engine and the PHP processor will all be covered with the WAMP all-in-one installer. So that will take care of all 3 of those. Let me see, what was I looking at earlier? Where is it? Okay, got ahead of myself. Anyways, so let's start downloading stuff, okay? So first thing you want to do is download the Seventh Umbral launcher. You can just click that. And then go to downloads, or well, I guess you already are on the downloads, and then click the download button. And it will download over there, but I already have it, and it's installed, so I don't need it. Next, you're going to want to click the WAMP all-in-one installer. And that will take you to the home page of that. It's most likely going to be in French or something that I can't read. Your browser will probably translate it for you, but if not, just go down to the 64-bit or the 32-bit version. I'll be choosing 64. And again, if you can't read this, you can just click right here in the yellow. Luckily, this is in English, but if it's not, you can just click that and it will take you directly to your download, which will be on the SourceForge page. And you can just download that. But again, I already have that, so next we're going to do HiDSQL. Just click that and go to downloads and then installer. And it should start downloading. I already have that as well. And next, sorry, got distracted. Next we'll do the source tree. So just click that and then click download for Windows, accept the agreement, and download. And again, I already have that, so I don't need it. Lastly is Visual Studio. I'm using version 2019. I don't know if it matters. You're probably going to need NuGet 3.4. Again, I'm not certain where you get that or how you get it. But I will show you what my Visual Studio installer looks like when I open it up here in just a sec. But yeah, after you have all of that installed, we can move forward. So here's my Visual Studio and what it's going to look like. As you're setting it up, it's probably going to look something like this. But under workloads, I have .NET desktop development clicked and desktop development with C++ clicked. And there's optional stuff over here. I don't remember clicking any of these things. They should be by default, but if you want to pause the video and compare, you can. Next, and individual components. I have, I think the only two that I clicked may have been 4.7.2 and 4.8 SDK. But I'll go through the whole list, and you guys can pause it and compare the blue check marks tiers if you want to. But anyways, let's go down this list. And as I'm scrolling down, you're going to see it bounce around. You'll know what I'm talking about when it happens. Just there, it bounced. Where did it go? Okay, cloud database, CLR, connectivity, code tools. I'm not going to read off every check mark because there's a lot. I'm sure I didn't click these. They were probably there by default. On code tools, I may have clicked NuGet package manager, but it's been a long time since I installed this. I don't remember. But anyways, continuing down. Like I said, just compare compilers and build tools. I think that bounced. Where did it go? FFXIV 1.0 keeps bouncing. I don't know why it's doing that. Debugging and testing. Come on, mouse. Alright, see, it bounced again. But there's the debugging and testing stuff. Did it again. There's the development activities. Emulator, game and graphics. SDK libraries. This should be the last. I think there's a few more at the bottom, but yeah, that's it. If, like I said, if I clicked anything, it was probably only 2, maybe 3 things. Let me see. Maybe the NuGet package manager under code tools, and maybe the 4.7.2 and the 4.8 SDK net frameworks. But anyways, like I said, you can pause the video and compare if you want. You'll also have access to the wiki page if you're watching this anyway. So yeah. But anyways, moving forward. Next, you are going to want to go down to this link and copy that. Then go to source tree. And remember, if you make a folder on the desktop, that's just where you're going to put the server itself. So anyways, open source tree, click clone, and the URL, paste that link that you just copied. And destination, what the heck did I do that for? In the destination path, browse to your folder that you just made or wherever you want to put it. Mine just happens to be on the desktop under Project Meteor. And then after that, hit clone. You can hit advanced, but just stay in the develop branch and then hit clone. It shouldn't take too long to populate, but eventually you'll start seeing stuff show up in your folder right here. So it's downloading all of the server files. Yeah, I think it's done now. But anyways, you can go back to source tree. You don't even have to leave source tree, but you'll see all of this stuff here too. So that means it's done. So just close source tree. And next we want to go to our server that we just downloaded. And then you're going to want to go to meteor.sln and click that, and it should open up in Visual Studios. This is probably the most annoying part of the whole thing. Again, I don't do it the same way the guide says to do it. I do it in my own manner. You still have to do all of these steps probably, but I like to do them now instead of later. Okay, I was just making sure that was done loading. It's done loading, so what you want to do is then click Solution, Meteor for Projects, and then right click it. And click Restore NuGet Packages. You'll have something that says over here, whatever that says, and then you'll have finished. Next, what you're going to want to do is go to World Server, or well, you're going to do it on all four. So it doesn't matter which order you go, but click on one, right click it, go to Properties, and then come over to Target Framework and click that and change it to 472. Click Yes, and then you can close it. And then go to the map server. Again, you don't have to do it in this order, but do it on all of them. So right click, go to Properties, change your net framework to 472 and say yes. Then close that, and then go to the lobby, new Properties, and then change it again to 472. Click yes, close it, and then do your last one. Right click, go to Properties, change your framework to 472. Yes. Close. I'm going to check them again just to make sure that I did change them. Okay, 472, 472, 472, 472. Okay. Close, close, close. Okay. Next thing you are going to want to do now, you have to do that first too. So now you can move on to the next step. So the next thing you want to do is right click it again. You're going to do all four again. So right click on whichever one you want to start with. I do common class lib first. Doesn't matter. Just do all four. So right click and then go manage NuGet packages. And click mysql.data. If you don't see it there, you can search it in the search bar. But click that. And you want to change your version over here to 8031. Click update. This is the most annoying part. When it brings up the preview changes, just click OK. License acceptance, accept. And you got to do this 4 different times. It will take some time. Okie dokie, says it finished, so I'm going to close that. Go to lobby, right click, go down to manage NuGet packages, click MySQL data, change the version to 8031. Click update. Click OK. I accept. Okay, that finished, so I'm going to close that. I'm going to go to map server, right click that, go down to manage NuGet packages again. Find your MySQL data, click that, click the version, scroll up to 8031, click update. Click OK. On the preview changes, I click I accept. Okie doke. that one's finished, so I'll close that. Let's go to world server, and I'll click right click, manage NuGet packages. Click MySQL data again, change the version, slide up here to 8031, click update. There's one other thing I might have to do after this, but I'm going to skip it and just see if I can get by with not doing it. Okay, go ahead and click OK there for the previews. Accept. After this installs, there should be an error up here for something else that needs to be updated, but I don't think it is necessarily required for what we're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that to see if I can't speed up the video. Okay. I'll just wait for a second and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't think I need to do this, but okay, it's being slow. So let me just go do that again. See what this one says. Alright, so there may be an error right here. I'm going to scroll down. And sure enough, there's an error. Usually it shows up here, shows you that, but it's being stupid. But I don't think I have to update this, so I'm just going to skip it. But I may have to do that. But anyways, forget all that. Just forget I even said anything about that. So after you did all that, come up here to your lobby server. Click that little arrow right there to the left. And it will expand everything. And then come down to database.cs and click that. Then I click over here in this box, and then I press Control F to bring up the search bar. And you can see I've already got cmd.prepare or prep typed in there. That's what you're going to want to do. Type in command.prepare, okay? And then hit your little arrow bar, press F3 so you can go to the next search. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to search for all of the command.prepares. Not the command text, not the command connection, not the command parameters, but command.prepare. And you're going to want to click in front of it and type those 2 slashes. And then after that, you are going to want to do that for every single one of the command.prepares. So hit the next button, find the next one, type the 2 slashes, hit the next button, find the next one, put the 2 slashes in front of it, hit the next button, put the 2 slashes in front of it, hit the next button, put the 2 slashes in front of it, hit the next button. Now it says that there's no more, but I promise you it probably skipped one. So scroll back up to the top and do it again just to confirm. Okay, that one is done, that one is done, that one is done, that one is done, that one is done. Okay, well, I guess that was it. I'm going to count them though. I think there's supposed to be 5. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's 5. Anyways, after you're done doing that, scroll back up to the top one more time. And then you want to change this from command.prepare to command2.prepare. And search for all of those. So hit the search button. And then you come over here to the command2.prepare and do the same thing. Put the slashes in front of it. And you can see that I'm down here, but it already skipped this one at the top. So let's do this one too. Okay. Then hit the next button. Do the same thing. Hit the next button. It says there's 3 or 4, but I'm going to go back again to make sure I did not forget any. Okay, there's that one. There's that one. There's that one. Okay, that should be good. Okay, and then after that, you just want to hit the save button. Save it, and then you can close it. Then you can hit that same arrow to make it get smaller, whatever it's doing. And then next, you want to go to map server and click that arrow right there. And do the same thing over again. Go to database.cs. Click in there, and then press Control F. And search for command.prepare all over again. This one does not have command prepare. It doesn't have the command to in it. It's just a regular command. So do that again. Go and find all of the command dot prepares. There should be 2 in here. Even though it only found 1, I know there's 2. So I'm going to go back to the top and search again. So there's 1. And there's the other one. It's trying to hide from me. And that's all. So after that, hit the save button and close that. Right here you can build the server if you want, but it's not ready for that, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it. And let me see where we are. Okay, that's where I left off. Okay, so next we want to open WAMP. And I have it on my desktop right here. If you can't find it, just search in your search bar WAMP. And let that do its thing. Okay. And all you got to do is make sure the arrow of the W is green. And then after that, you want to click the W. Yeah, just left click it and then go to MySQL. And then go to my.ini. And then after that, you want to look for SQL mode in this right here. So scroll down until you find SQL mode. Now mine's short. It's supposed to look like something like this when you first do it. Since I've already done this, it's shorter. But let me see here. We'll just do this so it will look right. I'm going to put it back to the original. Okay, so I don't know that you actually have to do this, but it's in the guide, so I'm going to do it. But like it says, find the SQL mode right there, which is this. It may be a little bit different when you do it, but it's still the same thing. And you want to take this big long line and copy it and change it to that. So copy that and then paste over that. And when you do, save it. And then you can close that and move on. Then it tells you to restart your service. So you want to come over here to your W again and click that. And then go over to MySQL. And then go to Service Administration. And then restart service. I don't know that you actually have to do that, but it says do it. So wait till that turns green again. And then next, you want to open HideSQL. HideSQL will not open if WAMP is closed. So make sure it's open. And then when you do that, hit New. And it'll bring up a new session. Just leave it called Unnamed. Then click Open. And then come up here to the top left and right click that Unnamed. And then go down to Create New. And then go over to Database. And for the name, you're going to want to put FFXIV _ server and click OK. And again, that's in the guide right there, so just name it that. And then after you make the FFXIV server, click that and then come up here to File and then click Run SQL File. Now you want to go back to your Project Meteor server folder, which in my case is on my desktop under Project Meteor. And then you want to go to your data folder and then your SQL folder. And then click in there and press Ctrl A to select all. And then press open. It'll ask to confirm. Press yes. This will take about 3 to 7 minutes probably. So we're just going to let that do that and move on. Okay, let's see where I'm at here. Okay, right here we go. Okay, so you need to go back to your server folder now. Make sure you don't close the import while you're messing around with other stuff. So we're going to go back to our project media folder, and then we're going to go to our data folder. Okay, I forgot what to do. Okay, data, www. Alright. So I'm in my project media data folder. Now I go to www, and then I'm going to go to login.su. Click that. Then you want to click in there and press Control A and then select every single file in that folder and copy it. And then from there, you want to go find your WAMP install folder, which is usually in your C drive, and it will be down here under WAMP, 64 or maybe 32 bits. I'm not real sure where the 32-bit would be, but if you did 64, it should be there. So C WAMP. Click the WAMP 64, go to your www folder, and click in there, and what you want to do is then paste all of those things you just copied. It's going to ask you to replace files. I've already done this, that's why it says 18 files. When you do it the first time, you won't be replacing 18 files, but just press replace. Okay, now let me see here. Next it says restart WAMP services, but as long as this is still importing to the database, you don't want to restart the service. It will probably stop the merging of the SQL files, or the importing is what I meant. So don't restart the services yet. We'll just skip that and move on. Next, what we want to do is go to your Final Fantasy 14 client, and since I have an icon on the desktop, I'm going to right click that and go to Open File Location. And then after that, you go to your client folder, and then you go to your script folder. And then you're going to look for a file that ends in qvs.san. There's only one in there, and you want to copy that file. So right click it and copy it. Then after you do that, you're going to want to go back to your project media folder. And then you're going to want to go to your data folder. And then you're going to want to paste that file in there. The file that ends in qvs.san. And then after that, if you can remember this, you can rename that file staticators.bin. I can't remember that, so I'm coming over here and I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to go back to my project media data folder and find that qvs.san file and right click that and rename it. You want to select everything and then paste it over that and rename it staticators.bin. It will ask you to change the file extension. Just press yes. Okay, let me see here. Where are we at now? And at this point, there isn't much else we can do. We have to wait on this now, so just wait patiently. Okay, that's done. I'm going to check and see if I'm still recording, which I am. Wait. Okay, yes, I'm still recording. Okay, so back up here, it told me to restart the WAMP services, so I'm going to do that now that is finished. So left click the W and then click restart all services. I don't know if it's necessary or not, but hey, if the guide says it, then do what the guide says, right? Okay, it's green and we're ready to go. So now what we want to do is go back into Visual Studio. Since we did not build the project earlier, we're going to do that now. So just go to Build and then click Build Solution. Right here you can leave it in Debug. You don't have to change it. And we have a build with 4 succeeded and 0 failed, so we are good there. Now we can close this out fully. And then after that we want to go back to our project media folder. Wow, I got a lot of stuff open. Okay, so we're back in our Project Meteor folder, and you want to then go to your data folder and copy your lobby config file right there. So just right click it and copy it. Then you want to go back to your Project Meteor folder, and then you want to go to your lobby server, and then you want to go to bin and then debug. And you're going to right click and paste that lobby folder in there. It'll ask you to replace it. Just do that, replace it. And then you're going to go back again to your Project Meteor folder, and then you're going to go to your data folder. Me? Okay. Sorry about that. Someone was talking to me. So next you want to go to your data folder, and then you want to copy your map. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, you want to copy your... Yeah. Okay. Alright. Sorry about that. Let me back up. So again, what you want to do now is go to your data folder, click data, and then you want to click your, well, you want to copy all three of these: your map, config, your, well, crap, there we go, map, config, staticators, and your scripts folders. So select all three of those and copy all three of them. Yes, the entire folder. So copy all three of those, and then go back to your Project Meteor folder, and then go to your map server, and then go to bin, and then go to debug, and right click in there and paste all three. It'll ask you to replace, just replace it. Then you're going to go back again to your Project Meteor folder, and you're going to go to your data folder, and this time you're going to do the world config. Right click the world config and copy it. And then go back to your Project Meteor folder, go to your world server, then go to your bin folder, and then go to your debug folder, and then paste your world config ini in there, and it'll ask to replace, and just press replace. At this point, your server should be ready to go. So let's test that. To start up your server, you want to go back to your Project Meteor folder, and then go to your lobby server, go to bin, go to debug, and then scroll down to lobby server and launch it. It may ask you to allow it through Windows firewall. Just accept it. But it's up and running, so let's go back again. Project Meteor, go to your map server, go to your bin folder, go to your debug folder, and then scroll down to your map server. And now it's loading stuff right here. You can see the zones and all of these things are loading, so it's working. Then you can go back again to your Project Meteor folder. I usually do the world server last because if you do it first, it might cause an error. So I do the world server last. But anyways, click your world server, go to bin, go to debug, and scroll down to world server and launch that. And sure enough, it's loading. Now if you want to make this easier on yourself, while these are open, just right click on them and then pin it to your taskbar, pin to your taskbar, pin to your taskbar. And then next time you open it, all you have to do is click this. See, so there it goes. So much easier, right? You'll see an error right here. Failed to connect. The only reason it did that was because I opened it too fast. So just wait a little bit for the world server and then open it last. But yeah, no errors. Anyways, the server is working. So now let's move on to the next part. Let me see here. Where are we at? Where are we at? Setting up the client. Okay. Install Final Fantasy client. Okay, and Seventh Umbral. Open Seventh Umbral. Okay. Alright, here's what we do next. So, whoops. you want to find your Seventh Umbral launcher. I made a desktop icon. If you can't find it on yours, just search it. It's a Seventh Umbral launcher in your search bar. What I do is right click it, open file location, and it should bring it up. But you see right there the arrow. This is a shortcut. So if it even says shortcut. So if that's the case, you want to right click it again and open file location. And this will take you to where it's installed. You're going to see this servers thing right here. Just open that, right click on it and press open or something and open it with Notepad. And you're going to want to change this server right here, server name Vandarius server, to something different. It may not let you edit this, so what I do is just copy it and then I paste it on my desktop and go back to the wiki, and it tells you right here what to change that to. So you want to copy that, and then I open the one on my desktop, and then again what you're going to want to do is highlight this whole thing right there, not the servers at the bottom, just that, and then paste over it with the one you copied out of the wiki and save it. Just click save. And if you were to do that in here, it would just do something else. So just forget that. At that point, you can delete that, and then drag this one into there and press continue. If you want to do it a different way, you're welcome to do it a different way. My mouse wheel is broken. It's going backwards. And then from there, you want to open your Seventh Umbral launcher, which is right there, or find it in your search bar. I mean, you already have it open, so just click launcher. Next, you want to go to game settings and just make sure that it's linked to your Final Fantasy XIV folder, which it is. So I'm just going to press cancel. I don't know that matters, but again, just make sure that's localhost right there. And after that, you want to make an account. You can either type this in on your address bar on the internet, or you can just click this make an account link and it'll bring this up right here, and you can use whatever username you want. I'll just put QQQ for the username. Password will be QQQ. Repeat the password QQQ, and then put in an email. It could be whatever. I just use 1@1.com just to satisfy it, and then after that hit create. It will make you a user in your database, and then from there you should be done. At that point, just open your Seventh Umbral launcher. If you don't have it open anymore, open it again and then just log in. I forgot it was QQQ and QQQ for my password. I'm going to make sure I'm recording still. I am recording still. Good. Just had to check and see if I was recording still. Oh, one other thing. I was going to click on this and hit refresh to make sure this was populated with my SQL files. That's usually what I do, but I forgot to check. But it's working. Let's do all the